Check one, check two. Check one, check two. Let the fam come to the building, man. Let the algorithms get you going, man. Let's go. This thing going right, man. Get these people up in the building, see what they doing today, man. You know what it is, man. Let's get this going. Keep this pace going, man. This is Atheism Friday, man. I want to talk about matters of atheism. Keep our thing flowing, man. Get the people up in the building, man, to see exactly what it is, man. We're going to talk about atheism in the Black community, the pitfalls, the ups, the downs, the heights, the lows, how we deal with it within our family. As an atheist, do you like using the word atheist? Yeah, we're going to have a top conversation on that, man. I'm going to welcome people on the panel, man. Let's get it in. We're going to have that good conversation, man. Y'all know what it is, man. Get it going. People get in there, man. Got Jody Breeze first up in the building, man. Jody Breeze, what's good? I see you. Timmy Turner, what's good? I see you, man. Good Friday, man. Y'all know what it is. It's a great time to have a conversation, man. I'm letting lines open early and often. Y'all know what it is. People getting up here, man. Get it going. Y'all see what the title is, man? What about atheism in the Black community? Man, it's Atheism Friday, man. We beat up God, do whatever we want to do. Enjoy ourselves, man. Couple videos to play through. Y'all know what it is, man. Let me just let this thing kick off for a minute, man. Y'all know what it is. Yeah.
Bobby Banger from the block, seen it all raw, tough. Streets of Baltimore where survival's always rough. Joined the Marines fighting for a life he could save. But back in the hood, he felt like a runaway slave. Started an army, not of guns but of wisdom. I'm a rock squad, truth to anthem, we ain't just a God killer. Bobby Banger on his path for the truth. Empower the people, give them wisdom as the proof. Black power rising, knowledge shines like a light. He's fighting for the future, ready to ignite. Selling drugs on the corner just to put food on plates, but deep in his heart, he knew he had greater fates. From the traps to the lab, he fights ignorance raw, teaching evolution while shaking up the law. The real black atheist is changing the game, waking up minds, never the same. God killer Bobby Banger on his path for the truth, empower the
Black African power. What's good? What's happening? A well-organized lie defeats a disorganized truth every time. Woo-hoo-wee, man. Y'all already know what it is, man. It's God killing the house, man. And I'm coming to do what I got to do, and I'm going to do what I got to do. Standing tall, standing strong. Hey, man, y'all know what it is, man. Bobby banging this bitch, man. What's good, family? Yeah, we're going to have a nice Friday, man. Hope y'all can join us, man. Get up on the panel, man. Had this discussion going, man. I mean, let the people come up in the building, man. Y'all know what it is, man. And it's Friday, ain't it? It certainly is, man. Every day should be a good day for you. Every day. At least it is for me. Appreciate the family out there, man. We want to talk a little bit about atheism, man. We want to have that nice little conversation. We also want to talk about like the way we think and the way we think about it and how our views have changed over time. Interesting, man. There's a certain level of comfortability that you get when you start to get scientifically literate. And you should never let that comfortability keep you too comfortable. Because at a moment notice, what you think is the truth can actually change on you. And we learn that as we go through our phases of just being human and just learning. So it's important for us to be very flexible, right? Very open to new things, new ideas. All right. I don't mean jump off the daggone brick roof. That's not what I'm talking about, man. But man, I'm good, man, to have y'all up in the building, man. Let the people get up in here for a minute, man. I see you, man. You know what I'm saying? Yo, Lions time, baby. I see you, man. Let y'all get up in here for a little bit, man. And we just gonna have some fun, man. It's Friday, man, and it is what it is, man. We here. Man, you know, we've been around for a while with the Real Black Atheism platform, community skeptics, man, just enjoying celebrating our differences from a lot of people in the community. But you know, we caught a lot of flack for that. Promoting scientific literacy in the community. Yeah, that's a good one. It's a good fight for you. Yep. Sunny South Dallas. What's up with you, man? So yeah, we went through a lot, man. Let me see if I can find the paper. Where's this paper at? Let the people get up in here for a minute. Man, big up to Dr. Mayat, man. She always coming through. I swear, yo. What in the world? 1 second. Hold on, passes on. Let me see. Let's see. 1 second there. All right. Let me see. He says, we got him early. He said, how does a worldview without God make any sense? I see you. Huh. We get into that. Matter of fact, we can start it off with that. Normally, what happens is your worldview is formed by your survivability in a particular economy, in a particular ecosystem, in a particular culture. So your culture should shape and inform your worldview. So if your culture does not have a God in particular, there are plenty of cultures that just don't have a God. They may have ancestor acknowledgement or ancestor worship. You have atheistic religions. They just don't got no God. So the question how do they have a worldview? Very easy. It's the way they view the world. So a worldview is actually where you stand and how you see the world. And if God was real, or if God was God, then it wouldn't actually matter now, would it? Because it's nothing you could actually do about God. Nothing you can do with it. Nothing you can't take away from God, can't add to it. It's actually an idea that you can actually do nothing about. If God is real, it's nothing you can't do nothing with that. What you gonna do now? The Bible makes a mockery of God on a regular basis. Yeah. The Bible makes God a human. Humans make God a human. Is God human? So a worldview is informed and instructed by human beings. Simple as that. All right. So that's an easy answer. Very easy answer. So how do you live without a word with God? Without you man? Same way you lived in the womb of your mother, because you definitely was living in the womb of your mother without a worldview of God. You had sustenance. That's what you had. Nourishment. That's what you had. And protection. So, I like to say it like this. Got it from an old head Dr. Ben. He was like, look, man, before I was born, I knew about no God. My mother birthed me, and took care of me. My daddy took care of me. That's all I would know. And as they informed and taught me the culture, the cultural arrangement, then I started to learn things. I would make the point that human beings start off with no beliefs, and beliefs are added to it based off of the culture. I would say that. Outside of Africa, what's good with you? I see you. Oh, I see you, Chris MVP. Gideon Block, man. Pseudo Killer Army, what's good with you, bro? Good to see you up in here, man. Man, look, like and subscribe to videos, man. You know what it is, man. Like and subscribe. Get the conversation going good. So let's start off with the silly take. Silly take. All right. I wanna make this point here. So when you go to the biblical text, I don't say the scriptures and all that because many cultures that can write and decide to formulate around and make a religion and decide to make things divine to them, their writings are considered to be sacred. And you don't even have to have a God to have a sacred writing. The writings just could be important to you, thus they become sacred. So we go to 2 Samuel 24 and 1. Okay. Now, there's an issue here. You got God and the devil, God and Satan saying the same daggone thing. And I often ask myself, how in the world can God and Satan be saying the same thing? Well, watch this. It say, again, God angered. No, my fault. And again, the anger of the Lord was kindled against Israel. And he moved David against them to say, go number Israel and Judah. 2. For the king said to Jacob, the captain of the host, which was with him, go now through all the tribes of Israel from Dan to Bathsheba and number ye people, that I may know the number of the people. And Jacob said unto the king, now the Lord thy God added unto the people now many soever they be, an hundredfold, and that the eyes of the Lord, the king, may see it. But why doeth thy Lord king delight in this thing? What you notice here is God was angry, right, against Judah, and he said, go number that. Read it again. 24 and 1. And again, the anger of the Lord was kindled against Israel, and he moved David, told David, okay, against them to say, go number Israel and Judah. So that's God. Now let's come to First Chronicles. Watch this. The basic same structure. The basically saying the same thing. Chronicles. Y'all supposed to have your notepads out, man. All right. First Chronicles 21 and 1. And Satan stood against Israel and provoked David to number Israel. And David said unto Jacob and to the rulers of the people, go number Israel from Bathsheba even to Dan, and bring the number to them to me, that I may know it. So who does Jacob listen to? Who does David listen to? Right? Who they listen to? Who does David listen to? David listened to Satan and went and told Jacob, right, to go get the census, go number it, go figure that out, go number the census. And God tells Jacob the same daggone thing, tells David the same thing. Watch again. Let's go back again, right? Make sure we ain't losing our mind. 2 Samuel 24 and 1. Again, the anger of the Lord was kindled against Israel, and he moved David. That's the key person there. So the Lord is moving David against them to say, go number Israel and Judah. All right. For the king said to Jacob, the captain of the host, which was with him, go through all the tribes of Israel from Dan even to Bathsheba, and number ye the people, that I may know the number of the people. Now, back to First Chronicles. Watch what Satan does, right? First Chronicles 21 and 1. And Satan stood against Israel and provoked David to number Israel. And David said to Jacob and to the rulers of the people, go number Israel from Bathsheba even to Dan, and bring the number to them, and bring the number of them to me, that I may know it. So in this particular passage in this book, we can clearly see that human beings is writing this. You can't hear me? Put a one in the chat if you can hear me. Y'all should be able to hear me. Read. Oh, man, that's funny. All right. So once again, Satan telling David something and God telling which. So who does David listen to? Tell him to do the same damn thing. So this is clearly an attempt by human beings to make up something to say something, man. Man, we got our first chat. Let me see. First special chat. Let me see right here. You already know what it is. I see you, Mr. Brass. Brass is up in the build. Appreciate that, Brass, man. We had a powerful show over there today, man, with Logic. It was a great show, man. Sosa showed up. A couple of bros showed up. It was a great show, man. Y'all should go check that out, man. It was a great show. He said, thanks for stopping through earlier. Good to hear from you. Peace to the PK. Yeah, absolutely, Brass. Some things don't change, bro. Just the names. But yeah, appreciate that first super chat, man. That's some love right there, man. The brother, through thick and thin. Yeah, I'm saying he always show love no matter what, yo. So you never gonna take that away from the brother, yo. Definitely do that, yo. Y'all know how to find them at, man. Go holler at them peoples, man. All right. That's Tri Media, man. Go there and look them up, man. They got a nice little lineup. Go ahead and enjoy yourselves, man. So let's get back right here where we at. We know exactly where we at, and we get it. So we see that there's a human being writing this story. Because if it was a God, would God and the devil be saying the same things to the people? Would the people be confused? You mean to tell me David and them don't know who to listen to? Right. So I want to make this very, very clear. Books are written by human beings. Books are authored by human beings. All right. And human beings decide what they want to put in these books. I think this is very, very important to understand that. We wasn't taught that way, though. That's not how we was taught it. They didn't bring it to us that way at all. All right. That's not how we was raised. We wasn't raised to get it that way. Not a bit. We was raised to think that the Bible was a book of the world. It actually wasn't. What do I mean? What do you think I mean when I say that? Well, the Bible was an attempt to tell a story by the Hebrew nation. Okay? When they become literate, they put together their folklore and mythology. They take it from different tribes and clans that's around them. You know, they're surrounded by ferocious competition. The Assyrians are ferocious. All right? The Egyptians are falling out of power at this time. All right? And so Israel writes themselves into history. So it's like right now, if you want to make yourself seem authentic, right? Here's a good example. If you want to make yourself seem authentic and just say, let's just use small sample size, say like the conscious community, you have to act like you was on certain shows. Now, back then, they didn't have no video evidence. All they had was writing, right? And most nations wasn't literate in writing, okay? And so you would put yourself on Sarnetta TV. You would put yourself on the Amaral Squad, or you would put yourself on the pseudo killers. I had prolific battles with the pseudo killers and Brother Ankh and them. You would actually say that. So as people read, right, they could look back in time and say, yeah, there was a group called the pseudo killers and Amaral Squad and stuff like that. That's real. Sarnetta and all the pseudo, that's real, right? And so you would write yourself in the history to make yourself a part of it. And so this is what the Hebrews attempt to do. They attempt to write themselves in history. They do a great job of it. So as you sit there and read that text, you're actually thinking, you think that their God is the God of the world. It's actually not. Their God is actually the God of the Hebrews. And and in that text, they tell you precisely that I'm the God of Israel. All right? You say you can't have no other God. Now, the fact that they say you can't have no other God, meaning in that person's mind that was writing it, now y'all got catches, right? They thought it was other gods. They just felt like the God of Israel was the top God. All right? See? That's how that rock right there. But we wasn't raised on that like that. We wasn't raised. They never told us that, hey, look, this is actually folklore and mythology from and legend from the Hebrews. Nobody actually told us that, yo. Yeah, we never got that. Yeah, we never got that at all. That would have been nice to know. That would have broadened our horizons, right? And it would have made us fortified. When I say fortified, we would have had a clearer understanding. Like my babies, they was raised up on ho. If you want to read the book, right? Read it with a damn map. Understand where the location is and know what the damn story is talking about. Specifically in the African American community, the majority of people don't even read the book. They just believe, which is fine. But I'm thinking, if that's supposed to be a basic living instruction while on earth, that's what they like to get slick with that, right? Then at some point, you should actually, read the daggone book. But they don't. And when they do read the book, they read the book with the smoke in their face, with the reverend in their ear, right? They don't read it for proper context, because the proper context of the story clearly puts you in Israel and clearly puts you in a specific time and place and a geographical location. If you want to know what the people worship, just look at geography. Look at the time period, right? Look at the name of their deity, and it'll clearly put you there. We wasn't taught to look at it that way. Black Panther, I see you in the building. We was never taught to do it that way. So when we hear that God created the heavens and the earth, we thinking God created all the heavens and the earth over the whole planet. Nope, because they didn't even know it was a planet. That's how we know they never was talking about the whole planet, because they didn't know about the whole. They only knew about their earth. They only knew about their portion. They only know about where they was at. They didn't know about the other continents. Australia. Most of Africa. They may have knew about Africa. Remember, Africa was a Roman province. Okay? They didn't know about all that. So we need to take all that into account when we start to believe things, right? And as you raise your children, don't make your children run. Don't scare them away from reading material. Just tell them what it is. It's reading material. It's a literary work. They say it's one of the greatest stories ever told. That's how you give it to them. And say, and by the way, as we look at this, you look at it together with them and just say, look, I just want you to know that this is a human idea and a concept. Right? And the book itself, they say, is inspired by God. Man wrote it. Okay, if we're going to be honest with ourselves, we would have to first say that man wrote it, not unless you've seen a hand come out of heaven. We ain't seen that. But we would have to admit to ourselves that God that God didn't write that. That man said that this is the word of God. I'm going to say this again. No matter how you twist it and turn it, and if you're going to be honest with yourself, you would actually have to say that man wrote that. And then man not only wrote that, he said, man said, being indicative of male and female, said, right, that it came from God, or that they were inspired by God. Because you ain't never hear a voice say, I have inspired you, my children. You never heard that. You heard it in the movies, the 10 Commandments. I suggest y'all watch 10 Commandments. Used to watch it growing up. Charlton Heston and them. Interesting. We'll get into that a little bit later. But that was the platform that kicked off a lot of black movements. When you start hearing them saying the black people in the Bible and all that, they was basing off of watching the Charlton Heston movies. They was basing off of looking at the 16th chapel with Leonardo da Vinci and them, when he painted the 16th chapel. All right, and you got God pointing his finger at, forming Adam and pointing the finger right there. Completely left what they would say Africans out of that whole picture. And that was a good thing. See? Because then we can clearly look and see, man, what if it was a God, why leave us out like that? So we fought to be considered in the Bible. How about that? Ain't that a wild thing to do? That's wild. I want to pin a link, but that's a wild point right there, that we actually fought to be in the daggone Bible. Go Go figure that. Yeah, go figure that. Yeah, go figure that. That's interesting right there. That we would actually fight to be in the Bible and make up all kind of stuff. So in our attempt to defeat the lie, we started creating up lies. Man, y'all listening, man, is Atheist Friday, man. We getting to the root of what's really going on around here. The source of why we do what we do when we trying to talk about subject matter and science, when we trying to talk about certain cultures. We can't get the Bible out of our head. And so we had to create a lie and say, yeah, it's black people in the Bible. And then we started making people black. Jesus, that's a sacred cow. All right. Start to make Jesus black. Now Jesus is black. Now the Bible don't say Jesus is black. Right? It talk about hair, wool, and it's a descriptive. It ain't even really, it's like a symbolic thing because feet of brass, ain't nobody got no brass and stop. Yeah, it's not that. If you read it, right, maybe we'll put up later, it's not actually saying this man is black, man. It's talking about somebody ancient days with gray hair. Look, but we take that and say, yeah, the scripture saying that Jesus is black. It ain't even talking about Jesus. Did y'all know that? Nope. I could pull that up. Let me see. Hair like wool. Maybe I put that in there. Let's see. Let me see. Y'all think I'm making that up? Hold on. They not talking about Jesus. They not. I ain't made that up. Okay. Cast down. All right, here you go. We got them. Daniel 7:9. Daniel 7:9. And behold, that's my favorite word in the Bible. And behold, till the throne were cast down, and the Ancient of Days, man. Hold on. Wait a minute. The ancient, can we get that?
Wait. Let's do it this way. And behold, till the throne were cast down, and the Ancient of Days did sit, whose garment was white as snow, and the hair on his head like pure wool. His throne was like a fiery flame, and his wheels was burning fire. It ain't talking about Jesus. It's talking about the Ancient of Days right there in front of your face.
Yeah, how they trick us like that? Put that voice. That's my God voice for y'all, yo. Clearly, it says the Ancient of Days. Now, if I really want to get slick, I can say, well, who's the Ancient of Days? The Ancient of Days would have to be somebody without mother and without father. Who would that be? Melchizedek. Because Melchizedek is the only person in the Bible, right? He's the priesthood forever. I think it's in Hebrews 7:1. You all shit remembered. Listen, man. Melchizedek is without mother and without father. Y'all think I made that up? Well, let's see. Let's see who the real Ancient of Days is. Look, it ain't Jesus. This whole time they had us thinking that the hair like wool and brass and all that and fiery was talking about Jesus. They tricked you. Definitely wasn't talking about Jesus. Because Jesus ain't never known as the Ancient of Days. Let me show you who the Ancient of Days is. Look, let me see. Hebrew, let's see if I can throw that in there real quick. Hold on. Let me see if I'm still on my old A game. Let me see. Let's see. Hebrew 7. I think it's 7. Hold on. Hebrew 7:1. Melchizedek. Gave part. All right, here we go. We got you. Hebrew 7:1. Hebrew 7:1.
Let's go. For this Melchizedek, king of Salem, priest of the Most High, who Abraham met returning from the slaughter of the kings, and blessed him, to whom also Abraham gave a tenth part of all, first being interpretation, the king of righteousness, and after that also the king of Salem, which is king of peace, without mother, without father, without the scent of having neither beginning of days, nor end of life, but made like unto the Son of God, a beard a priest continually.
Well, there you go. That's the one right there. See? Without mother, without a father, so he ain't got a mother, he ain't got a father, right? He's the king of righteousness. Now, Jesus is the prince of peace of righteousness. Am I correct? Okay? He ain't the king, but Melchizedek is the king of peace. All right? Without a mother, Jesus got a mother, her name is Mary. Without a father, okay? Without father, without mother, without descent. He ain't got no descent. Maybe he ain't coming from nobody. That's how old he is. Having neither beginning of days. He ain't got no days of beginning, right? Nor end of life. Man, he ain't never dying. Now, even Jesus died. He popped back up. And he not only popped back up, he popped back up hungry. Now, that's funny. Y'all didn't know Jesus popped back up hungry, yo? Oh, we used to say, well, then, if he popped back up hungry, then he couldn't have been in spirit. And if he couldn't have been in spirit, then who rolled the stone? What do you mean who rolled the stone? Yeah. Remember they put that big stone. Boom. Right? Why would you need to roll a stone for a spirit? Wouldn't the spirit just go right through the stone? Because that's what spirits do, right? They go through everything. Yeah. I want y'all to think about that. Anyway, without mother, without father, without mother, without descent, having neither beginning of the days nor end of life, but made like unto the Son of God, a bed of priests continuously. It goes on to say, now consider how great this man was, unto even the patriarch Abraham gave a tenth of his spoils. Yeah. You know, when Abraham went to fight, he had to bring a tenth, right? So that's what the what they call that when you give your tithes, right? You had to tithe. You gotta give it. So the God need money. I don't know why God need money. Back then, God actually need money. Right now, when they talking about the money and God need money, what the preacher need money, the church need money because you need lights. In ancient Israel, they ain't had no damn lights. So they wasn't trying to keep the light bill on. God actually told these people, I need your money. I need the 10th coming to you. I need that, bro. All right. Now we educated. We like, the preacher need that. The church need that. The water need to run. The lights need to run. We need to pay the bus. When we want to take trips and all that, that's what we get the money for. Salaries, buses, you take the bus trips and all that and build the kitchen, build a nice big house for the Lord. But back then, that God needed money. And Abraham gave him a tenth. The first part he gave it to was Melchizedek, which takes us back to when they lied in the back, when they was trying to lie and make the Hebrews black and lie, because that's what that is, because we can clearly read it, right? They made it up. No, with the face like the brat, the woolly hair, and the duck. Wasn't talking about Jesus. It was talking about the only person I know don't got a beginning and an end, and the ancient of days, because that's ancient. You got to be ancient if they don't know about your descent. We know about the descent. We can look right in the biblical text and read the whole Jesus to who he descended from. And then they messed that up. Because if you read the descent of Jesus, 1 minute he got a father and 1 minute he don't. Wait a minute. Uncle start to change up. The story is wow. You should read it. It's the greatest story ever told. Anyway, man, let me put the link out there, man. We're having some fun today, man. We got 52,000 building, man. We appreciate that, man. Y'all know what's going on Sunday, man. Y'all know what's going on Sunday. Y'all know what's going on Sunday. Through the hallway. And Gozy, Gull, and me. Y'all know what it is. Well, we had that serious conversation about Black Egypt. Let me drop that link, though. And then my pin a link. Anybody want to jump on, man? Anybody want to worship their God, make their God real, and destruction of other people's gods? So I always often wondered, if God was God of the Bible, then why people gotta make him black? Would it matter? It would matter to me. You hear Christians say it don't matter what color Jesus is. And I ask him, I say, well, was he real? Right? And people say, yeah, he was real. So if he was real and he was walking, then he had to look like something, or was he invisible and you couldn't see him? All right, let me see something. Raised from the dead. Let me see. I want to talk about raised for the dead too. We'll use ChatGPT for this one. How many people was raised from the dead? What do you mean? Yeah. So Jesus wasn't special in that. No. They should have told us that. I'd have liked to know that growing up. All right. I'd have liked to know that. Man, you got a couple. Man, you got in the Old Testament. Hold on. I don't want to say that. I don't want to say that right. Zarephath. Or Zarephath. Zarephath. The widow's son at Zarephath. Whatever the hell that is. Okay. So it was widow's son. The prophet Elijah raised the widow's son from the dead. Okay. 1 Kings 17 and 17. All right. Once again, all right, you got Elijah. He had the power to raise people from the dead. Wait till we get to the funny one. One of them is definitely funny. It's definitely funny. But anyway, the widow's son was raised from the dead by Elijah. All right. That's in 1 Kings 17, chapter 17, verses 17 through 24. All right. Now, we got the woman's son. Let me see. Shunammite. Did I say that right? Hold on. The Shunammite woman's son. All right. Elisha raised the Shunammite woman son back to life. 2 Kings chapter 4, verses 32 through 37. Oh man, who knew? They could have told me that early in the game, y'all. I'd be like, so I'd ask the question like all of it. So then why? So why they make the Jesus thing so special? Because he wasn't the only one raised. He conquered death. Well, hell, look like they conquered death too. Yeah. Let's keep going. It's about to get funny. Let's see. About to get funny.
Elisha.
All right, let's go to Elijah. It say a man was raised by contact with Elijah's bones. Man, after Elijah's death, a man was revived when his body touched Elijah's bones. 2 Kings 13, verse 13. No, chapter 13, verses 20, 21. Man, the bone touched the bones, come back like, bow. Oh, man. Hell. You got, that's 1, 2, 3. In the New Testament, you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and not even counting Jesus. Jesus would be 7. So we start to see the resurrection ain't nothing special and slick. So then why they ain't tell us that? Would have been nice to know. The widow's son, Naaf, it says Jesus raised the son of a widow during a funeral procession. Luke 7, chapter 7, verses 11 through 17. Jesus raising people from the dead. All right. I don't want to say this right. Jairus. Did I say that right? Hold on, I say. Jairus' daughter. Jesus raised Jairus' daughter from the dead. Mark 5, chapter 5, verses 35 through 43. Matthew's chapter 9, verses 18 through 26. And Luke chapter 8, 43:56, Lazarus. That's the only one we heard about was Lazarus, right? And we ain't really think too deep about it. The preacher said it real quick. Yeah, Lazarus, and kept going because they ain't want you to know that resurrection ain't really that slick, obviously. And then you can get into the missing books, which ain't really missing books. It's just the books they decide not to put in there because they compile it. It's a compilation of books. That's all the Bible is, the compilation of books. It would have been nice to know that too. And it ain't in chronological order. That would have been even nicer to know. I'm giving you the tools to tell your daggone kids, and you ain't got to bash your religion. It'll just let them know that, man, this is just literature. But the way we got it. God created the whole world. We just showed he actually didn't. He created the Israelite world. And then it was the God of Israel, not the God of everybody else. Then the Christians, right? We need to know that the Hebrews, the Christians are actually an ancient Jewish sect, meaning they was all Hebrews. From Jesus on down, they was all Hebrews. The disciples, they was all Hebrews. That would have been nice to know too. I'm thinking they was something different. I'm thinking that Christianity was something different the whole time. Christianity is really a Jewish sect, a part of Judaism. I thought it was something separate. The New Testament. New testimony. God ain't know it the first time. He had to change it up. And then it's written in Kohan Greek. It ain't written in Hebrew. Back to that reasoning on why to make Jesus black. Because human beings, right, functioning normally, watch this. Human beings, I don't know if it's normal as being normal. But normally this is what happens when human beings grab ideas. They will shape and form them, right, into their own cultural identity. That's normally what happened. But remember, our normalcy got interrupted by slavery. So you start to get the pushback when you try to make Jesus, right, black, right? And not to mention, you got to lie about it now. Okay, but you do it for political reasons, and those preachers was trying to preach the what I want to call that, the doctrine of hope or something like that, and wanted to make the religion more ours. Why not just tell us the truth? Why not just the things I'm telling you would have been nice to know? They know Jesus don't gotta be black from Palestine, and people from Palestine, they wouldn't have specifically looked like they was white because they in zone 2, right? But they wouldn't have been paled out like that, bet. But they wouldn't be the indigenous Africans, bet. That would have been nice to know. We had to fight through all that. Watch this, y'all. And then fighting through all that, we got to get caught up in nonsense. When they flim-flamming us, skim-scamming us, and pseudo-rising us, right? And our parents could have helped us right through real easy. So back to the Bible being a compilation of books. There's the Old Testament and the New Testament. It's actually 72 books, but you know what I'm saying? The Catholic Church used 72 books. All right, the Roman Catholic Church, 72 books. It's called the Apocrypha. All right. Christians use 62 books. Or 66 books. All right. The thing we raised up on was the 66 books. Not the 72. What the hell's going on? Would have been nice to know that fact. But I'm thinking that God made the Bible. You know how we as kids. Oh man, the Bible is the sacred book. Man, you wouldn't even. Hey, don't put them on the. Hey, don't put that glass on that book, boy. Your grandmother should tell you. She made that thing special. All right, Grandma. It's not until I ran out of paper smoking weed. It took me about 10 minutes to say, man, I did, because the good Bible paper is like some good weed paper, right? I was like, man, I need some paper. Didn't want to use the line paper. You know what I'm saying? When you put your notebook, I touched that Bible paper, it was fine. I was like, it took about 10 minutes to say, man, if I tear this, am I going to get in some trouble? That's how they got in your head as a kid. Raise you up, yo. I was like, man, look, that weed got the car. I was like, shh. And we're smoking weed out the Bible paper, though. Crazy. That's when I broke it. I broke that spell right there. See, you got to get the first thing is, right, where you should teach kids is explain to them what makes something sacred. All right, because at this point we thinking the Bible's a sacred book. The only book they don't steal out of hotels is the Bible. Why is that? Because everybody think it's sacred. Scared to death to steal. I ain't gonna steal nobody. Leave the Bible right there. Steal pillars, comforters, steal the water, don't pay for it. The coffee machines. It's definitely the pillars. I said the pillars, steal all that. But they ain't gonna steal no Bibles. Wow. And Bibles is free. And remember, Bibles traveled around the world, okay, on those sail ships, specifically those ships that was carrying slaves. So that's how the damn Bible spread around the world. It wasn't no guard that did that. That would have been nice to know too. Would have been nice to know. Man, hit that link, man. Dive on it, man. Peace, wise. I see you, man. I see you, Sister Sci-Fi. Peace. It would have been nice to know, wouldn't it? All right. How the Bible got around, and it would have been nice to know about Gutenberg. But who is Gutenberg? Gutenberg invented the printing press. Prior to Gutenberg, everything was handwritten. Oh man, handwritten. The Bible's the inalienable word of God, the perfect word of God, and all that. Well, we ain't know the people was handwriting, monks with candlelight, making mistakes on the back of horses. Look at it. They was writing. A lot of times it was one specific guy, right, who was writing, changing over biblical text and all that. He liked to do it when he riding on the back of the horse. The horse bump and you make a damn mistake. Later priests take that and write the mistakes in. And then sometimes they would fight over it. In the margin, I think it should be that, thing. It should be that. It had nothing to do with God. It would have been nice to know. We could have, you see, having an informed decision would have been nice, wouldn't it? But nope, they didn't. They made us lie about the people being black. We had to fight. Think about it, yo. For us to get out the religion, right? We first had to start lying about the damn religion. Ain't that crazy? Start feeling like Paul. You know, in the Bible, Paul say, although it was a lie, did my lie not help you? Crazy. So let's go right back, right, to you got St. Mary's. Hold on, many saints at Jesus' death. What is that? After Jesus' crucifixion, many saints who had died were resurrected and appeared to many in Jerusalem. Matthew 27, verses 51. Really? So now we got a whole boatload of people resurrecting from the damn dead when Jesus died. I would have been nice to know that. Because I was a smarter kid mine, so you got a whole boatload of people resurrected. Why is that so slick? All right. And this is funny. This is my funny one right here. I ain't gonna lie to you. Tabitha. Dorcas. It say Peter. Look at Peter. Peter raised a woman named Tabitha. Sound like a witch, don't it? TV. From the dead. Acts 9. Verse 9. Chapter 9, my fault. 36 to 42. So Peter got the power of resurrection. Boy, look, this is funny. Eutychus. Paul revived Eutychus. Now, this is the funniest shit right here. Now, this is funny. This is so funny. I want to read this. This is funny. It say Paul revived Eutychus after he fell from a window and died. Now, why did the man fall from a window? He fell from a daggone window because Paul got to run his mouth. You know how we be in a server talking to certain people, yo, and they talk you to death, and they put your ass to sleep. That's what Paul did. Oh man, hold on. Let me get right here.
Amen. And upon the first day of the week, when the disciples came together to break bread, Paul preached to them, ready to depart on the morrow, and continued his speech until night. Damn, he preached a long time. And there were many lights in the upper chamber where they were gathered together. And there sat in the window a certain man, a certain young man named Eutychus, being fallen into a deep sleep. And as Paul was long preaching, and the nigga was long-winded, he sunk down with sleep and fell down from the third loft and was taken up dead.
Man, look, the Bible is funny as hell. Paul was long-winded. You know what the pseudo is? Because Paul was definitely a damn pseudo. Paul actually wasn't a damn disciple. He wasn't. Paul talked the nigga to death from the morning to the nighttime. It was the dude sitting near the window. He fell asleep, fell out the damn window, and died. Listening to Paul. Paul resurrected the man from the dead. Now, that's a wild story right there. That's a wild one right there, ladies and gentlemen. Then the last but not least, Jesus himself. Jesus' resurrection is the most significant and essential Christian belief. I don't know why. You know why it's significant? Because they say it is. Rose from the dead on the third day. They can't even count in the Bible. Can we count? Listen, let's count together. If Jesus rose from the dead, 3 days, let's count. Friday, Saturday is 1 day. Sunday, Saturday to Sunday is 2 days. He rose on Sunday. How? They can't count in the Bible, ladies and gentlemen. They actually can't count. Friday to Sunday ain't 3 days. That's Monday sometime. Look it up. What's 96 hours to Monday, right? 42 hours, 72 hours. They said it was 3 days, 3 days, 3 days. Nope, it wasn't 3 days. It would have been nice to know that, right? It would have been nice to know. 72 hours is 3 days. We do not have 72 hours from Friday. Look, Friday, when it got dark, Friday nighttime till Sunday morning. And oh, by the way, Sunday is actually the first day of the week. Y'all didn't know that? Yeah, Sunday is actually the first day of the week. But he in the morning time. So from Sunday night, the Sunday, from Friday night, right? Till Sunday morning ain't 72 hours. I don't care how you twist it. So they resurrecting 3 days. Where the hell? Well, that would have been nice to know. Man, hit that link, man. Jump on. Y'all know what it is, man. I see you here, Wild. Appreciate you, bro. Oh, that's the Paul scripture right there for y'all. Man, jump on in. Man, having a healthy conversation right here, man. Right here. I swear we is. Y'all can dive in. So, okay. So we realized that the Bible is a compilation of books. We got you. Not a book. We realized that Christians was Hebrews at first, but they're not. We realized that God, Jesus, whatever they wanted, depending on your religion. I was talking about something the other day, say, well, that don't make no damn sense. Dad. I thought it was the God. What? I say, man, depending on the Christian, you say, wouldn't God tell them the truth? My son is a funny guy, man. Got our first person on here, man. Ghana, what's up with you?
Shalom, shalom. All praises to the Most High in the name of Yahshua HaMashiach. What's going on, huh?
Man, salami and bacon, what's up with you?
Yes, man. Yes. Just listening. I kind of just came on, and you know, I've always, you know, kind of like speaking to atheists because, you know, trying to find a foundation for them, it's kind of hard. And then for two, I just like to get the understanding that we have amongst each other that we both are speaking of fate, something that we need, none of us can prove. So with mine, you know, we can look through the history of what I believe in, and we can see the benefits and even some of the so-called negatives that people will put on it. But your belief, your religion, or your perspective on evolution, that excuses everything that happens to us right now, because there's no science to say what's happening to us is wrong. Actually, all the science will say that this is actually progression. But I just would like to hear your thoughts on that.
Yeah, you probably need to get it right. You don't even got it right. Imagine that. Imagine me saying, so what, you're a Hebrew, right? You're a Hebrew?
Well, I believe in the Most High. I believe that Yahweh
Alien
created
L.
the universe.
Alien L. You know the text don't say that though. You know that, right? Don't say that.
What you saying, El Ayan?
El Elyon, that's the Most High. The text don't even start with the Most High. It starts with Elohim. Strong's number 432. No, 430. Strong's number 430. Elohim.
Right, correct.
And then L, right?
Right.
But Elyon is different. It's a different, right? That's the Most High.
Well, it's just all different manifestations, or rather names, of the Creator.
I know, but why they start with the Most High
you
though?
have El Elyon, you have El Elhu, like it's several different names. So
I know, but wouldn't El Elyon create the heavens and earth?
Well, if we're reading the scriptures, it says El Elohim created the earth.
We can look that up, you know that, right?
Right. If I'm not mistaken. But it's several different appellations that we put on the Most High, or the Most High proclaims.
I'm only going by the, you know what I'm saying?
So we mustn't, I've understood in the past where it could confuse a person, and the person would say that, oh, that's a different God, or
I ain't even say that.
El has a wife, or something like that. They just don't understand the progression of the corruption of Yahweh that is even spoken of in the Bible itself. So it's little things like that that throw people off, and by the route of your questioning, it seems like that kind of threw you off too, or it's throwing you off a little bit.
So what got corrupted?
The understanding of Yahweh.
No, it's right here. Let's see.
Right.
Yeah, Genesis 1. Let's look at the tools. All right. In the beginning. All right. Bereshith. All right. Okay. God. Look at the word God. Like I said, Strong's number 430. Let's click on. Let's see what it is. All right. I ain't made no mistake yet. Elohim. You said El, right? That's fine.
No, all right. I actually said Elohim. That's actually what I said.
You said that. So we could say it could be a plural. It could be rulers, judges, divine ones, angels, gods. Plural intensive, singular meaning. Okay. God, goddess, godlike one, works with special possessions of God, the true God, and God, right? So we know, based off of understanding Hebrew culture, they wouldn't have been talking about the gods, because that ain't how the ancient Hebrews rocked out. They wouldn't have been saying that. That would be more an Egyptian thing right there, right? And so let's look at the root of it real quick. We're gonna see.
They would have been talking about the true God.
That's what you're talking about. Yeah, I'm saying, as a Hebrew, yes, the Hebrews would have meant that. That would be the proper rendering. So if me you was going to translate it, we wouldn't translate it as rulers or judges or the angels. We wouldn't do that.
No,
because that wouldn't be in favor of what Hebrew culture was. So the root, look, Elo. Now we had the Elo. Okay, make that a little bit bigger for y'all. All right, I'm gonna walk you down here. All right, we had Elo. Let's go back. I want to go back. I'm show you how I'm doing this. Get the tools, man. So this word is El, like he said, Elohim. Okay. Now the plural of, that's the plural of what? Strong's number 433. That's Elo. Okay. Now Elo is God or false God. All right. Okay. Then we break down the Strong's number 410. El. This is what he's talking about. El or Al. Godlike one, mighty men. It could be talking about men with rank, mighty heroes or angels, or God or false God or demons. Jehovah, God, true God, strength or power. It could mean all that, right? There you go. Al, And now let's go back to let's break it all the way down. All right. From the same root, sacrifice, ram. We don't need to go back that far. My point is, they could have started this off with El, like you said, but they didn't actually start off with El. They started off with Elohim, bro. So I'm saying, I'm not the one confused. I'm just saying, probably, they'll figure out a way to wiggle their way out of it. I get that. But it would have been, they don't start off, my point is, they do not start off with, like you said, the Most High. They don't.
Okay, so you basically that was to say the very least very circular, because in the beginning the true God created the universe. That's how that would be translated.
What you mean?
In the beginning, Elohim, that's the true God. So I don't see where that differs from anything I said or anything I'm saying. You just kind of filled in the different renderings and the different appellations of the Most High, but you really wasn't saying anything.
I did. I said they didn't. I just simply said, and you can't deny that he didn't start off with the Most High. That's all.
What you mean? The true God is the Most High.
No, I'm saying they didn't start it off with that. That's all I'm saying. Yo.
What you mean?
Can't be mad at that.
Wait, they didn't start it off with what though?
With the Most High.
But they started it off with the true God, Elohim.
They said, okay, but not the Most High.
But
and they could have though.
Right. That's
right.
What I'm
saying.
I wrong? This is where this
no,
is
am
where,
I wrong though?
And I know you're smart, huh?
I ain't that smart, but I ain't that crazy.
Understanding has to kind of.
Oh, so you saying I can't just read that?
It's about to get a little complex.
It ain't. No, so it shouldn't be complex.
When you read, when you read in the scriptures,
all
apex titles belong to the Most High, belong to Yahweh. So when you see the true God, when you see the Most High God, when you see Lord God, all that according to the biblical text, if you read it, not even study it, but if you read it, you'll see it's all speaking of Yahweh, the one creator, the only creator. So you saying that El is not saying the Most High God, and it's almost like, you saying like you can't understand like it's more than one title that we're.
I agree with you though.
Yeah,
no,
okay.
I agree with you on that, right?
Okay, all right.
Absolutely, yeah. I do. I'm just saying they didn't use it.
Right. So let me ask you this. Let me ask you an evolution question.
No, don't ask me that. I just want to make sure that I ain't lost my mind. That they just didn't show. They did. They could have did it, but they didn't. And I'm gonna finish it up with this, and we can get to the evolutionary questions real quick, which I certainly enjoy. I just want to make that point. So here we go with the Book of Psalms, right? And where they use it at. God standeth in the congregation. In the congregation of the mighty. He judges amongst the gods. Let's go into our tools. Here you go. God. Look, Psalms. Look, God. Here you go, 430. All right, that's Elohim. That's what they use in the book of Genesis. Standeth in the congregation of the mighty. That's 410. El. See? El. God like one, mighty men or angels, right? Or God, the one true God. Boom. All right, the strength, the power. All right, that's right there in front of us. Come back here again. He judges amongst the what? Amongst the gods. Back to 430 again. The plural, the rulers, the judges, right? Now, I got enough sense to know. Rakim and them used to trick us. I got enough sense to know that they're not actually saying they're gods, right? They're actually saying that they're rulers and judges. If you study the history of ancient Israel, they would call men gods. Rulers and judges, they could be considered Elohim. I just want to let y'all know that for the record. I'm not up here messing this up. But the word, did you say the Most High El Elyon? Hold on. Hold on. Strength, powers. It's the mighty, the El. He judges amongst the God. Hold on. See that? That's 410. That's El. But let's get to Elyon. I believe Elyon is in here too. Let's see if I can get the Elyon. Let me see. Poor, defend the poor, right? I've said you're gods, but here you go. This is what you saying. Here you go. I know y'all. I hope y'all can see it. All right. This is what he's saying right here. I have said ye are gods. That's L, right? And all of you are children of, here you go, of the Most High. The Most High is what? Strong number 5945. What's that? Elion. Here you go. Elion.
Yep.
Elion. But that's not in the book of Genesis. Genesis 1:1. Elion. Here you go. Elion. Look. The high. Look, high. The upper. Okay. Of David, king, exalted above monarchs. Look, the highest. Look, most high. Name of God. Rulers, either monarchs or angel priests. But right here, look. Upper, high, exalted, or look, the highest, the most high. I just wanted to make that point. Now we can get into the, I do this right here. Just wanted to make that point, bro. Now we can get evolution.
That was a pretty good demonstration. I mean,
that's what I'm saying.
I have no disagreements with what you broke down.
Okay, that's all. We good. So let's move on. What evolutionary question? Gang, how you doing, brother Geller?
What's good with he talking about that upper room? Hey, Yahweh wasn't even a major deity into the second Iron Age, yo. You know what I'm saying? El was the supreme deity in the Canaanite pantheon and Canaanite mythology.
Oh yeah, they definitely got that. They got a picture of it too.
And see, that's what I was saying earlier. How when people, when you get past the Southern Baptist preacher teaching of the Bible and you go into the text itself, it's a lot of people, they'll see these El and these Elohims and this, El Gabor and all this other stuff, and they go to getting confused and thinking it's different gods, or in the case which you're speaking, they think that we see El and that it was ripped off by Yahweh, when the true understanding is that in the beginning, as according to scripture, all man worshipped Yahweh, but they knew him as
El is the father of Yahweh. El is the father of Yahweh.
No, actually, El is Yahweh, but the Canaanites, the Canaanites who dominated that area, they took El and they went to giving him wives and different sons of that nature. And once you do that, they corrupted it. So the tradition from mankind was passed to the Israelites, but that's neither here nor there.
But Yahweh particularly come from the Edomites and the Medians. You know what I'm saying? Yahwehism, that code, they did.
Right. And according to our tradition, if we hold the Bible as primaries, that would not be in disagreement, because their father worshiped El, being Jacob, or rather Abraham, or rather Isaac, and what was the other name you said? The Moabites, Lot. Those people worship Yahweh as well. So
So that's L right there, just for the record.
Right.
Got L right there.
Right.
All right, that's L. All right. Canaanite deity clearly predate the Israelites. Their culture predate the Israelites. Matter of fact, I would make a stance that their food treaties is to make a separation, because they Amorite tribes and stuff like that. Their food treaties actually separates. It's like the Crips and the Bloods. It's like that. All right, so they the same daggone genetic makeup, basically, typically speaking, right? But they break away, and how do they break away? By having different, different uniforms, different colors, different customs, different traditions. But they basically African Americans. It start off like that. I'd like to make that point. All right.
Yeah, they was henotheistic.
All right. All right. There we have it. Moving straight along there. All right. And I see we got the Chris MPP on. Sabio, what's going on, bro? What's up with you? How you doing?
Just chilling. I'm good. How you been, Brody?
I'm in the game, yo. We here.
I gotta snatch me another one of them sweaters.
Yeah, how there? They gonna be some nice ones for the. Ooh, I got some fresh ones. Yes, indeed.
Yeah, I gotta give me another one of them.
Okay,
No
yeah.
religion sweaters.
That's it. That strike up the conversation. Strikes up the conversation. Okay. All right.
Yep.
Anything you want to add? What's up? Otangelo. Am I saying that right? You say your name.
Yeah, it's a
Otangelo.
pendulum.
I know who
With
Otangelo
T.
is. I'm familiar with Otangelo from Matt Dillahunty's show, the Atheist Experience in them shows. Yeah.
Oh, you be messing with them.
Oh, they be
Matt.
dragging this
They be
dude.
turning them up. Let me see how I can have a hat at it. What's going on with you? What's on your mind?
Well, I am on the opposite side. I am a Christian for
That's
over
fine.
40 years.
Okay.
Yeah,
You're a Christian for how many years?
40 years.
Oh, that's a good one. All right. Look, you ain't switched up yet?
I'm sorry?
You have not switched up yet. You have not faltered.
No, I'm pretty settled with my worldview, so
Okay.
I
All
don't
right.
intend to change.
Okay. All right. So what's on your mind?
Well, what I think is interesting is that when I follow and observe what atheists talk about, it's kind of like they have a fetish to talk just about the Bible and our worldview, but I see them rarely talk about theirs. That's pretty interesting, and the same kind of skepticism that is applied to the theistic worldview is rarely applied to the atheistic, naturalistic worldview. I think that's pretty interesting.
So actually, there's a lot of skepticism applied to the to the natural world, and that's actually how we learn. So yeah, same thing. The thing is that the biblical text can't stand up to that scrutiny because it's just a belief. In the scientific world, you just discard those ideas if you can't validate them, like evolution. Evolution is incontrovertible, and it's
What
a
part it
fact.
can't hold up to, Unc, real quick, if you don't mind me asking?
Well, because you can't. First of all, you can't even test it. It's untestable. It's unfalsifiable.
What you mean test? What you trying to test?
Meaning you can't falsify God. So I'm not sitting up here saying it is or it's not. That's not even my concern. The burden of proof is not on me. It will be on the believer, on y'all to prove that. And you've not brought sufficient evidence to verify that. And as a matter of fact, you got 2,500 different religions, thousands of gods. So everybody had their own idea. You feel me? So yeah, that gets sticky, and you know that. Both of y'all know that, because you know what I mean. Because if you got a deity called voodoo, right? That's a deity. Y'all wouldn't accept that. You just wouldn't. So yeah, I don't need the Bible to express my worldview. One, I'm an African American. I have a pretty good grasp of African American history. I have a pretty good grasp of African history, and I'm comfortable in that. So my worldview has been formed in North America based off my surroundings and, being raised by grandparents and all that. So I understand what it means to be a Christian. But you don't need Christianity to form what you would say you would need God to have morality and stuff of that nature. That's not realistic. We can definitely have that conversation. So yeah. So I don't even need to talk about the Bible. I just brought it in. You came a little late. The reason I brought the biblical text in, because there was some things that would have been nice to know about it before we took this journey in being Christians, specifically as African Americans. So there we go. So I'm here for the questions.
Well, I think there are basically two worldviews. One is where there is a God or gods in plural, and the other there isn't. And both worldviews, we cannot prove that they are true. We do not have access to all reality, and especially not to external to the physical universe. So whatever worldview that we stick on, it is basically something that we take on faith. So I believe God exists. You believe God doesn't exist. You do not have empirical proof to substantiate the position that God doesn't exist. So what we
I
can
would
do
disagree.
is we can
gotta let
do
him finish.
we can do the two propositions on the table and compare them one to each other and see the evidence to which side it tends to which side it leads to. That's what we can do. And I think that asking for proofs is nonsensical because nobody has proofs in regards of the metaphysical and ultimate reality.
All right. So
Good point.
first off, there's no such thing as ultimate reality. It's just reality.
Correct. Yeah.
Second thing, because you don't have proof of the metaphysical or the supernatural, this is where this conversation falls dead at. Because everything in the naturalistic world, we have evidence for and we can test for, and we can make predictions for. So again, Otangelo, you're going to fall short because the things that you're purporting, these gods, there is no evidence of none of them. There's no evidence of Allah, El, Buddha, Thor, Zeus, Zoroaster, Enki, Enlil, none of them. So until there's evidence of one of them, it might as well lean on the side of caution and say none of them exist.
Yeah, even the term God that you use, you say you believe in, even that term comes out of what you would consider paganism, because that comes out of Nordic, Scandinavian mythology. God is the same synonym as Odin. It comes from the same
Right.
deity. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? When you start to say the word Visigoth, you know what I'm saying? Vizies of the God. You know what I'm saying? That's their deity.
Right. So are you familiar with the Aboriginals, the black people who say they always been here? It wasn't no slave trade.
I'm familiar with all that.
Okay. So have y'all ever heard them say when we say we were slaves, they say that we wasn't slaves, slaves are Slavs? You ever heard them
Yeah, I
say
heard him
that?
say it too.
That's basically the same argument that this brother just came with. Like, God, okay, we know the origin of that
For the
word
word God, right?
but the understanding has been around way before that word, my brother. So, that's just a quick pit stop to stop from speaking of what we're speaking of in a larger context. We all know God, good, comes from the Germanic word, although there are some Hebrew
Old
Israelite
Nostrum.
brothers. There are some Hebrew Israelite brothers who say that it has its
Old Norse.
origin in the Semitic language as well. So, we can get past that. What I'm saying is that there was an intelligent, cognizant, omnipotent, omnipresent creator of all things that is uncreated. That's what I'm saying. Whatever you want to apply that name to, that's on you.
Wait a
But
minute.
what I'm saying
Uncreated.
that exists. Correct. Because
So there's nothing was created. So everything is a fault. It's faulty from that position.
wait. Back up.
Nothing was
What's the
created.
last thing you said? Nothing was
You said
created.
nothing was created. Right.
No,
There's
that's not.
no evidence of creation. What we have evidence of is evolution. We have evidence of that. Until you show me something being created, I don't know what you're talking about.
The only thing that's creative is the natural process of natural selection.
Yeah,
Well,
what I
if
think,
the other
That's
guy,
the
yeah,
creative
go ahead
process
if you
in
want to
itself, but
chime
it ain't
in.
no other creative thing than that.
well, what is
It
interesting
do it
is
on its
that
own.
what is interesting is that atheists, they use evolution or natural selection as a crutch to uphold their worldview. But the thing is that you can only invoke evolution when it comes to eventually explain biodiversity. But evolution or natural selection, you cannot use it to explain the origin of life, the origin of the universe, the fine-tuning of the universe, the laws of physics, the origin of the biological information that you need in order for life to start. So there is a lot of things which require an explanation where you cannot invoke natural selection because it's not what it is intended to explain. And this is a magnificent problem for naturalism. And I'd say, yes, you are right. We cannot demonstrate God and show him to anyone. We cannot sense God's existence, but what is points to the cause. And when repeatedly naturalistic explanations have failed to explain the natural world, then this leads to theism, because you have just basically two options. And I think Ghana gave a good characterization what we mean by God. And I always say I start a conversation with an atheist, not as invoking the Christian God, but I do a cumulative argument, and it starts with the theistic worldview, which is a God which is eternal, powerful, conscious, and intelligent. Just these qualifications, and contrast it to none of this. And then the question is, which of the two propositions are a more case-adequate explanation for our existence? An eternal, powerful, conscious creator, or none?
Well,
Hold on for a minute. Hold on.
Because I sure got answers for all this. I didn't heard Otangelo for too long. These the same arguments he used against Matt Dillon.
Yeah, I just want to hear him out. I would like to add that. So you're basically saying, what God are you talking about? That's what I want to get right there. Which God you talking about? I'm not going to let you skate around that.
I am a Christian, so
you're talking about what?
In Jesus Christ. I believe that Jesus Christ is the one, how he is presented to us, the Son of God, the Creator, the second person of the triune God. That's whom I believe in. I believe that he is our Savior and that he gives us eternal life when we believe him.
You just
so
said
he's
the
the
son.
creator. Hold on for a minute. So your belief, your brand of Christianity says that Jesus is God and the Son of God. Am I correct in that?
Yes, I am. I believe in the triune God: God Father, God Son, God Holy Spirit. Three persons,
three
one
parts.
essence.
Got three. I got you. So the point I would like. So basically, you're in opposition of the 2,500 deities around the world. You think they just a bunch of nothing, that they really don't matter in the grand scheme of things, basically, right?
Yes.
Right. And thank you for saying that. So I don't even have to get back and forth. What I will tell you is that that's the issue there, because actually God represents a culture, and we can go into the word, a dramatic word. We can go all the way back to porn libation, right? The root of it, right? I want to make this clear. And so it has a particular cultural context. Okay. So I'm glad you told me what you meant when you said God. The problem with that is that we all share ancestry, but we have ancestors that have particular deities. Like, for instance, if I come to page 285, right? And I would like to bring out the god Voodoo. That's actual deity. It said a collective name for gods, right? From the Fan or Benin, West Africa. The origin of the term voodoo, okay, can be questioned at times, right? But the point is that that's an actually deity of a people, right? And the thing that's arrogant about Christians, that deity predates your Christian God. So why? What? It's a cultural container. You talked about worldviews. So I want to make sure that when we having a conversation, we know what the hell a worldview is. You have a worldview where Jesus Christ sits on the throne. That's fine. But that's your worldview. And it doesn't fit the perspective of a worldview that was actually destroyed. That's also important. And so we got Christianity through destruction of our worldview. You should just know that. Understand who you're talking to, right? And that's very interesting to me. We should not have to destroy each other's worldview to understand our deities. That's my point. But since you have the only God, that means for your God to live, my gods must die. Let me say it a little bit better.
Well said.
For my God, for your culture to thrive, my culture must die. Because that's all God is. It's a cultural container of ideas and concepts. That's all religion is. Different parts of this, different parts of that. We could look it up, right? So to be honest with you, in fairness, right? Human beings have developed this idea and concept, right? So I'm not going to argue with you over whether it exists or whether it's not, right? There's no proof of it. Okay, we only know but so much anyway. What I will tell you is that I can actually identify when Jesus Christ, when that particular deity that was created at CE 3, year 3. Okay, and so you can go back in the time, or you can go to Australia. They got deities predate that. You can go back to Sumer, predate that. Hell, the Hebrews got a god. right? That brother sitting over top of you, he'll tell you that. So, man, we don't never want to fight over God because I don't believe that. What I do understand is that religion and God is actually a cultural expression, right? That formulates our worldview. That's all I
Right.
see. So
But
I ain't
this
gonna argue with
this
you over
this
whether it's
this the
real. I
problem
ain't
though.
doing that.
This the
What's going
problem
on,
though,
Chris
Unc.
MVP?
Yo, Ankh, what up, though? What
How
up,
you
though?
doing?
Hey, peace, everybody. How y'all doing? What up,
Man, gang.
Sabio, Gideon? I see Gullah in here. Um, I heard Gideon saying that God is omnipotent, and one of the things I used to do is just ask guys, is, what's the definition of omnipotent? Knows all and sees all, right? Would you agree with that? When we read the
Yeah,
Bible, how can God be omnipotent? How can he know all and see all if he's cursing the Israelites? Let me explain that. God gets angry with the Israelites for sinning. How can he get angry at them if he knows all and sees all? This means he knew they were going to already sin. So there would be no reason for a God to get angry. And this is what I always try to tell people: when you read text, try to think about some of the things that you say before you say it. And that's the problem with a belief, especially a Bronze Age concept such as this. Right now, all the lights are out here in Tampa. The power is just completely out, right? We back in the dark ages, literally. There's no son of God coming to light up this world. No, none of that. We're waiting for science to get done, do its process, and get these transformers running again, so we can get some light. All right. Just kind of listen to what you're saying, because I like to question the rationale, because a religious beliefs were intended not to be literal. You guys have made a lot of these things literal, and that's where you guys have a lot of trouble at, and people end up kind of like, as we say, beating y'all up all night. So I just want to say that there's no way he's omnipotent, so he's dismissed as a deity right there. We know man wrote it, because this is a man's concept. God has a nose, God has hair, God has feet, God has a throne. These are things men envision God to be. No different than the Voodonic practices, no different than the original Masonic practices in the Congo, no different than the Amun-Ra priesthood. All of those were gods created by men to help them explain things they did not necessarily understand. They were they were based on astrology. They were based on nature, and a lot of the things that we read in that book, like such as the feast day, you cannot observe them today because you don't live in that area of the world. And only those things could be observed on that side of the world. So I just want to share that with you all, and try to like use your
appreciate you.
rationale when reading these texts. Yeah.
Yeah, so if not God, what explains our existence? No cause whatsoever.
Doesn't have to
Can
be.
you repeat that? I'm sorry.
He
Can
said,
you
"What
no?
If
explains
it
Let
the
him repeat
wasn't
that.
causation? You
I
looking for
don't.
causation?"
if it wasn't an eternal, powerful, conscious creator, what was it that what is it that explains our existence? Nothing, no cause
I'm
whatsoever.
no. I'm not an atheist. I'm not an atheist. I'm what you consider a soft atheist. I'm sorry. Did I just double speak on that?
That's the spectrum. No, you said it right. I
Yeah,
get
I'm a
your point.
soft atheist. But the argument is always going to be, is this God in the
Yeah,
Bible? And
yeah.
I will give an emphatic no, because even you, to the gentleman, what's his name, Georgianas? I can't see his name. I'm sorry if I can't. When you came on
Tangelo.
here, you took, yeah, George Tangelo, sound like Donatello from the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. All right, but when when you came on here, you were speaking emphatically as what you're saying is true. Let me break down what I mean. You guys will start talking about God, 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 God. But then when we hunker it down, and I noticed that's what Ankh was doing, you guys want to get off of the biblical God, and you guys just want to use the term God. And that's why Gullah He said God is a pagan term. Jesus is based on other pagan archetypes. Yahweh is based on pagan archetypes. Yahweh existed inside of Canaan before the Israelites were even in Egypt, according to the story. There's something called historiography, and this is the history of writing. And in order to line things up, you guys have to look at original writings, which constitute primary sources. And when we see dying and resurrecting gods, when we see sun gods, when we see gods of bread, God that control weather, God that can walk on water, we see all these stories in other mythologies. Notice I'm just not standing on Egypt right now because we can find them in Sumerian texts. I can find it in Babylonian texts. I can find all of your archetypes and other texts that predate Jesus. You being a Trinitarian, Gideon is not a Trinitarian. So my argument is going to be a bit different with you.
No,
But
I'm
you,
actually, I actually am what some people would call a Trinitarian, but not the way it's been rendered
okay,
in the Western church.
but
But
okay, cool. But the
Yahshua
way,
is Yahweh, and
all right, got you,
definitely.
got you. But the problem with you two gentlemen is with this Trinitarian stuff. If Ankh or Gullah or Sabio, or if anybody reads the book and reads what Jesus is saying, you guys then try to make an excuse for it. And the thing that's so funny, and I don't mean any harm when I say this, you guys don't even make Jesus or your God the smartest man in the room. And that's what you should be doing, especially as priests, if you guys are going to be priests. And that's the problem that you just have with this document right here. It's been translated some 400, 500 times. All the gospels, there's over 300 gospels that were written with all with the same story, but different events in the same story. I don't know why you believe it. I would look at it and just say, okay, you know, my ability to think, if God or the creator or whatever you guys want to call it has given me the ability to think, I should be able to look at this document called the King James Bible, the NLT, ESV, whatever it is that you guys read from. I should be able to look at this text and deduce it for myself and say, okay, this doesn't make sense. You got the three synoptic gospels, then you got the Gospel of John, then you got other gospels that weren't added, then you got the book of Revelations that you got the book of Revelations, then you got the Gospel of Paul that doesn't mention a virgin birth. It's all confusion, and you all can't make it make sense. And that's the problem I have with it altogether. So I want to give it back to the panel. I don't want to hog the panel or anything like that.
Yeah, if I
Thanks,
can, I like to respond to Unc and what Chris just said. It's a lot of stuff y'all said, so it's a lot of stuff to unpack. But I'm gonna break it down in two basic parts of what y'all was saying. So as far as it goes with the atheist, when I'm speaking to an atheist, my point is not necessarily to prove that the God of the Bible is real. I'm there to prove the point of intelligent creation, like Otaniel was saying. I hope I said his name, Otan Andrew was saying. That's my purpose. So once we get to the understanding that okay, the person says, okay, I do believe in a creator. Then once he establishes that he believes in a creator, then we just go down the history of mankind and look at all the people who purported to have gods that created the universe, or their gods did this, their gods did that. And we look and we see which God is still standing, which is Yahweh. And this is the second part that I wanted to say, and I'm gonna close out with this. This is where people like Ankh and Chris, where y'all fall short when y'all speaking to the people, because it's basically spiritual systems. Voodoo, Ankh, you said a god, they worship a god voodoo. They actually don't. That's just the name of all their gods in their language. So when you say it, so you when people are listening to learn, that's an incorrect teaching. So when you look at the spiritual systems, what Yahweh is saying is that only worship me. Do not worship these other deities, which is what voodoo is doing, which is what the gods of Greeks did, which is what all spiritual systems do. But it's the Western world that tries to separate the Bible from these religions. And by Africa being the last continent to practice that, they kind of pushed it off in animism and primitive worship. But that's people in the Bible worshiped according to voodoo, which was incorrect, but they did it. It just shows that's all the same spiritual system. But what the Israelites are saying is just dedicate yourself to the priesthood of Yahweh instead of the priesthood of Shango or the priesthood of Mars, because those priests, they're gonna have you doing all type of effery, and it's not written
Yeah,
down
what?
by the hands of Mo. Yeah, like when you were sacrificing chickens back in the day, when you had that shrine and you had that monument, you know, those priests, they have the leeway to tell you out the imagination out of their mind how you can get closer to an aspect of God. They can have you doing all type of things, which goes outside of it.
Hey, bro, hey,
So
brother,
that's the
I was,
problem.
I
That's
was
that's
saying
what the Israelites are
Shango
preaching.
not a god though. Shango is an ancestor.
Shango
West
was a
Africa,
man that turned
yes.
into a god.
No, he wasn't a god. In West Africa, they do ancestor veneration. It's not a god.
No, listen what I'm
He's
saying,
an
my
Orisha.
brother.
An Orisha is not a god,
Shango
yo.
was a king. When he died, he became a
I
god,
understand that, but I'm
which
saying
is what I'm
I'm
saying.
telling you, I have deep
That
understanding of West African
right,
culture, bro.
right.
Like
That
it's not a god, yo. That's not what it is.
that
It's not
no,
what it is at
that
all.
process, that process was practiced all over the world. Even the Romans did that. People
What
would
I'm saying
die,
is,
and once they
in West
die, they
African
become
culture,
gods.
it wouldn't be
It's all the
considered no
same
god.
thing. But
It's an ancestor.
Shango became a
Ancestor
god.
veneration, bro. Ancestor
Shango became
veneration
a god, my brother.
is a particular, you know what I'm saying,
Who
spiritual or
agrees?
faith.
Who agrees with this, brother? I just want to know that Shango was not a
I agree
was
with
not a
him.
Loa.
I agree with
No,
him, but where I disagree.
Shango
Hold on,
definitely was a
Gideon,
Loa. But go ahead. Go ahead.
Gideon, got you.
Go ahead.
I agree with you, but with very ethnocentric argument. What you're doing is you're judging that culture based on what you believe. That's very ethnocentric. Made an excellent point once again when he set up here and said, in order for Christianity to exist, all other religions have to die. Let me break this down to you. You made mockery of systems that support animism, but your Bible supports animism. You also made fun of a system that's up there.
We can't hear you, but no, I did not. I actually said that's how they stigmatized African religions in the Western cultures. But it's actually all the same type of spiritual system. It has a priesthood. It has people that worship that God that the priests attend to. So it's all the same.
Peace.
Can I be heard or I just can't hear?
Yeah, I can hear you, but I didn't want to jump
Yeah.
in the
Nah,
middle of
Chris
y'all.
must have went out. But yeah,
Yeah.
that's basically what it is.
So
So I just
go ahead. My fault. I'll go after you.
um I mean I think Ankh really nailed it on the head. Somebody think he kinda
Can y'all hear me?
and yeah, go ahead.
Okay. What I was trying to say to Gideon is once again, your Bible supports animism with talking trees, burning bushes. Those are all forms of animism. Your Bible supports the dying and resurrecting frame, such as Shango, who was venerated as an ancestor. You guys also have ancestor veneration, but yet you don't want to admit it. This is why you say, all praises to the Most High in the name of Yeshua. You are giving veneration to a dead man. He's no longer in this realm. He dies and now he's venerated as a god. And this is why I said you're making a very ethnocentric argument. Say that you believe that your religion is better than other religions. You also have a Eucharist ritual in which you guys eat your God, which is found in other systems that um, predate your narrative. I don't know why you're so hell-bent on trying to prove that this is the one true religion when we see all indigenous cultures have had some practice of a religion. That's all I'm saying. I don't get it. I don't get it.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
even in West African culture, like Niger Congo civilization, even the Nilo-Saharan civilization, if you really study their religion in essence, you know what I'm saying, on paper, it really would be considered a monotheistic religion. You know what I'm saying? Because that aspect of divinity, you might think it's multi deities, but it's all the same oneness that's connected that they believe in. Like all the different Orishas is really just one aspect of nature. It's just different aspects of nature, different, you know what I'm saying, different variations of the same oneness.
In some cases that's true, but in some cases it's not. Wherein you have, as again in the case of Shango, where he was a man, he was an actual person that was
So
deified.
Yahweh not a man in the Bible though.
Yeah. And
He
then
talked to
y'all
people
got a
face
man.
to face.
Y'all got people that's in the Bible that used to be deities, and y'all turn them to people. Like David. David was a Canaanite deity called Hadad, the
I
beloved.
understand the Bible.
Okay. See, I go by the plain reading of the text and
All right,
what's
let's do
understood
that.
by the text.
Let's do that.
That's kind of like a
Let's do that. We can do that. I'm telling you, they make a God a man. Anytime you look. All right, let's go to the book of Exodus. Hold on. Wait, watch this. All right, we're gonna see. 1 second. All right. Let's go to Exodus 33. I'm gonna go to Exodus 33:11, right? All right. You can't get out of it. Nobody can get out of it. That's the point. No religions can actually get out of it. That is my point right there. All right. Let's see.
The Lord God spoke unto Moses face to face, as a man speaketh to his friend. And he turned again unto the camp, but his servants Joshua, the son of Nun, young man, departed not out of the tabernacle.
So are you telling me that they wasn't face to face?
Yeah, that was the
Okay.
physical manifestation of
Okay.
Yahweh. Yeah.
Okay. Hold on. Let me see. I want to come to this one right here. All right. Okay. 1 second.
Exodus 4:24. And it came to pass by way in a hotel that the Lord God met him and sought to kill him.
So you got God of the bounding universe walking in a hotel trying to kill a man.
I couldn't hear that one. He was way too deep on the reverb.
Yeah. Listen, man. And it came to pass by way in the end that the Lord met him and sought to kill him.
There you go. You walking in a hotel, yo, as a man, bro.
Oh, you talking about when Moses was
yeah. Right. So I'm saying human beings represent the only thing you able to do. That's why aliens look like humans. Right. That's what it is. You're just not gonna have a something out of nowhere.
So that was an alien.
No, I didn't say that. I ain't gonna get that ridiculous. But the point I want to make here is that
He's saying aliens are anthropomorphic because humans put they spin on. That's why if you look at an alien, they got human type limbs and all that. You know what I'm saying? Like animatronical. You know, so kind of like us.
Big up.
Projecting man's image onto aliens or onto God. So can I go ahead?
No, go ahead, Dylan. I just want to make the point that all the religions do that. So don't get on Oshun and them. Oshun and them. Don't do it. But go ahead.
Yeah. So I'm gonna say if
Man, you
horses,
could.
if the horses had a
Guys, have a
deity,
good
it looked like
one.
a
See
horse.
you next time. Bye bye.
All right, appreciate you. Stop on through, man.
Oh, no, don't
I'm gonna
go
look
get.
back over the show, and I heard the way you put things, right? And I want to be able to address you from that way too. All right, I got you.
Bye bye. Have a good one.
Appreciate you. All right, go ahead, due diligence.
I mean, I just like to keep it really simple, and I really wanted to address him, and this is not an attack, but I just be thinking like, what reason do I have to believe in it today? You know what I'm saying? Like when Christians come up to me and they be like, "Do you believe in God?" And I'll be like, "What you mean by that?" And what they'll say is, "You know the spiel, huh? Do you believe that Jesus died on the cross for your sins?" And if I'm honest with myself, I have to say that I don't know what the hell Jesus did 2,000 years ago, if he exists or anything like that. So I have told a preacher to his face that I felt like I was being more honest about the situation than him. I turned the question back on him. Do you believe that? And they'd be like, yeah, I believe it. But I'm like, I don't know if it happened or not. So I'm being honest. And if I got to deal with a guy once I die, I can look at a guy in his eye and be like, hell, you wanted me to do? Because whenever they ask you, do you believe? They essentially saying, you know what I'm saying? Do you know, but you believe with all your heart? Are you willing to basically die? Are you basically willing to die to live your life for this Jesus and then die and go to this heaven? And that's another thing I take intention with, because they want me to tell that to my kids. They want me to tell my kids that if you believe in this person, they're going to die and go to a paradise that I don't know exists or not. And I can't see myself saying that to my kids when I don't know. You know, you asking me to gamble with my life. You asking me to gamble with my kids' life. You know what I'm saying? So, like, what reason do I have? You know,
let me ask you this right quick, my brother. So, say for instance, what's the cost of you believing in being an atheist and a Christian, right? So, say for instance, when like, which
It's
one
not a
would
belief,
be
though.
if you had to bet on one?
It's not a belief, though,
being
yo.
real. No, what I'm saying is, if you had to bet on one being real, you as a betting man, which one would you bet on? Would you bet on being an atheist or being a Christian? Because being a Christian
I bet on
entails
being
that.
an
Hold
atheist.
on. Because being a Christian, being a quote unquote Christian, entails a person dying, being judged in the end, and having eternal life, or being damned to the lake of fire. Whereas an atheist, your position is you just die and that's a wrap. So
okay.
I would rather, if I was just a betting man, I would bet on being a Christian before an atheist, because it's no repercussions if I'm wrong about atheism. But if you're wrong about Yahweh Elohim,
Pascal
Hold
is
on.
David
Let me
dog.
answer the
you're in a
question.
world of trouble. I know it hurt.
Let me answer. No,
But
No,
that was
I just
Gullah.
want to finish.
That
I'm
was
done.
Gullah. I'm waiting to answer the question.
Yeah, Gullah, let him get it out. Come on, Gullah. Gullah, you gotta let him get it out.
So I'm finna go ahead
Mr.
and
Ron Bergens,
answer the
what's
question.
good, bro? I ain't seen you in a while. Good to see you back through the platform. Go ahead. Go ahead.
So
And
you
he ain't
said
even a
if
Christian himself, though. You should ask him the same thing, though. But go ahead. He
no,
ain't a Christian.
exactly. So you said if I was a betting man, which one would I bet on? Because there's no ramifications to being an atheist. But the thing is, though, me, man, I look at it another way, that you are and only being a good person because you want a reward whenever after you die. And me as a moral, mature person, I don't look for no reward for my good deeds. So I'm gonna be a good person whether there's a prize at the end of the rainbow or not. So, you know, you saying which one would I bet on? I'm saying that the reality is I could die and there could be nothing. And you saying that you could die and there could be something. So you betting on your life like a kid, like you hoping that there's something after that. I feel like I'm being more realistic and saying that it potentially could be not, but that don't mean that I don't have to, that don't mean that there's no reason to live life. That don't mean that there's no purpose in life. That don't mean that I can just go around doing anything. And that's what Christians think. Christians think because because there's no God, then you can just do anything. But a rational, mature adult don't think that. A person, you can have morality without a God, you know, but Christians don't seem to think that. So if I was a betting man, I would bet against it, because your position sounds like a tale to me. Your position sounds like Hollywood to me. And me, I feel like it's just a more realistic position. You know what I mean? So I would bet against your position.
Now let me ask you and the rest of the people this. Okay, so we're gonna move the bet aside. Let's deal with hypotheticals, because
I want to answer that. I want to answer that though.
Go ahead, go ahead.
So you don't believe in heaven and hell, do you? As a Hebrew, right?
I believe in a judgment.
Okay, but you don't believe Jesus Christ died for your sins, right?
Yeshua HaMashiach died for our sins.
For your sins.
Right.
That's a yes.
So you basically like a Messianic Hebrew.
A Messianic? Nah, I never, nah, not at all.
Man, you believe in Jesus Christ, but you're a Hebrew.
I believe in Yeshua HaMashiach. He was a Hebrew.
Well, that's what Jesus is. Jesus is that. Is actually like a direct translation.
So
he's a Hebrew, yeah. So okay, so you straight. So then I'm gonna throw it back on you real quick. The Egyptians had a heaven too. So you betting on that? Why not be an Egyptian? Because they got a heaven too.
They lost when
no, you get whoa, wait, whoa. Let me finish my point. Hold on. I'm gonna say this again. The Egyptians had a heaven too.
Yeah.
Right? They came up with that idea. Matter of fact, they the first people to come up with that idea. So why not bet on? If I'm a betting man, I'm gonna go with the first people to come up with it. I'm thinking that the Johnny come lately might got it wrong a little bit. So what? So see, yeah, I'm gonna put you in the same space you put me in.
Ones to
yeah, well, who you got?
That's.
I'm asking you who you got.
Can't pinpoint that.
You can pinpoint it. It's in the text.
No. Right.
Yeah, you can pinpoint it when it first started appearing in the text. Right. You can. Just like we can pinpoint how long the Hebrews been around, how long they've been writing. We can look at their material culture.
Well, I thought you was gonna answer the question about being a betting man. But this
yeah, but I'm
gonna ask you this. Let me ask you this. Because the brother said we
no, I'm saying is I don't gotta bet on that. Because what you're asking me is you are excluding the other world religions and spiritual systems. And I don't even think that makes no sense, dude. You got quote unquote damn near 8 billion people on planet Earth, bro.
Right. Okay.
Seriously.
So
why the Christian have heaven instead of somebody else's?
Yeah, it's ridiculous to me. I can't do that.
Right. So evolution, right, is full of hypotheticals. Let's get away from bet.
You're giving hypothetical?
Let's get to this hypothetical right here, right? So let's go for me and you, right? You're an atheist, and I'm with quote unquote Christian, right?
Yeah.
So and according if you were right, what happens when we die?
No, I am right about. Hold on. No. Listen, humans are biological organisms. Right. That's what we say. So I got that. Now, the invisible part, I don't know, bro. But I do understand this to be biology, and humans have learned to understand biology, yo. I can
what
click
happens,
and
what
they
happens
show
to
it.
the body?
Well, okay, the body is
biodegradable.
You become plant food.
We biodegradable, and we help the other life forms. That's what happens.
So you and the brother said we become plant food.
No, we actually help nourish the planet.
No, this is real quick what I'm trying to do. So
no, you heard me, right?
To y'all.
You heard me, right?
In right. So in your model, right?
It's not my model is real.
If you're right, when you die, you just become fertilizer. You just become compost. It's nothing to life. When I die, according to your model, is nothing, right?
You don't know how.
Okay, 10 seconds, and I'm gonna give it up. But according to my model, hypothetically speaking, if my model is correct, you guys would be damned to hell according to the text. So that's all I wanted to bring forward. So if back to being a betting man, if I was a betting man, that alone would have me bet on intelligent design. But go
Ah,
ahead.
you're a pseudo.
Yeah, you pseudo then, yeah. Because you don't even know how important
Like it's
fertilizer
no
is.
benefit. It's no
Hold on.
benefit
You
to
said
being
10
an
seconds,
atheist.
bro. You said 10 seconds, dog. I was gonna say this. You don't even know how important fertilizing the growth of plant life and vegetation is, bro. That's vital to your life. If it ain't no
Vital.
plants, how you gonna breathe? You wouldn't got oxygen without that.
Yep.
How your
Right. No,
kids
I'm
gonna
saying in your model, I'm gonna become plant food. No,
how
that's
your
cool.
offspring is gonna survive in the
No,
future?
no, I know. No, I'm saying I'm not judging it or not. I'm just
So,
saying that would be the fact. If your model is correct, then I'm plant food. But if my model is correct, we know what the scripture says about the believer and the non-believers.
but here's the
So in
difference
the
though.
world, like if you had like if you literally had to choose life or death and it's balanced in the scales, and one side said atheism and one side said intelligent design, creation, judgment day, you're gonna pick judgment day if you're smart because there's no repercussions if you're wrong being an atheist. You
If you
just
talking about
dead.
If you
You
talking about
just making
Armageddon
bananas
already.
grow. So
If
you
if you
know,
talking about
there's no harm in that.
No, that's
That
not
already
true.
Just
happened, yo.
logically speaking.
No, that's not true. So let me tell you the fallacy and what you believe, because what you essentially saying is somebody's into being a Christian. You know, because the thing is, you saying that if I die, you know, and I'm not a Christian, then I can go to this eternal hell. So if I'm a thinking man, I'm gonna pick Christianity because I don't want to go to hell. But what you
Hey,
leaving? But what
Pascal's
you
wager.
hold on. But what you leaving out is the factor of men and men's manipulation. Somebody could have just told you a joke, brother. Somebody could be manipulating you, and you're betting your life on that, right? And you don't have the facts, and you're saying that this is what I believe. But why do you have that belief, and where did that belief come from? Is what you need to be asking yourself. So you making it seem like we're making a detrimental decision because we're going with a model, which really is not a model. It's reality. We all know that when we die, we going back to the earth. You know what I'm saying? And you're believing in a model which is faith-based, and you're hoping for a heaven that may not exist, and you basing your life on it as a gambling man, which you could be absolutely wrong, and we could be absolutely wrong. But what we know is right now today, when we die, we going right back to the earth.
Yeah,
Right.
but we don't.
Mine is faith based, and
Yeah,
yours
yours
is faith
faith
based as
based. That's
well.
cool. I'm not. I'm not.
Yours is
What?
faith based as well, because
Yeah, but we.
you
No, it's
cannot
not. No,
prove
it's not.
you
No, it's
cannot
not.
prove that
Evolution,
It's not.
all
evolution
you
is not
become.
faith
Wait, you
based.
Yeah,
cannot
Wait.
prove
evolution is
that
Hey,
not
all you
faith
You
become is
based.
wait.
Can I
plant
You've
ask a
been
food.
talking
question?
for the last 20
You can't
minutes.
prove that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you just been going on and on, bro.
You've
Let me
been
ask
going
the
on and
question. Let me
on.
ask the question
Now,
then.
let me speak. Let me speak before you ask another question because there's been a lot of acquiescing to faulty premises. The Pascal wager, we're not going to do. If I die, there's a heaven, and it's better to lean on the side because you don't know.
Yeah, that's bogus.
What we do know is that when we die, your consciousness is the one thing that this is the one thing that y'all like to try to say live on. If there's no signals going through the body, your brain can no longer exist. So when your brain dies and your body dies, you're dead. So you're going to decompose. There's no spirit, no soul, no nothing outside of consciousness. That's what y'all try to equate to the soul, consciousness.
Yeah,
Once
you
you're
did.
dead,
Oh,
you're dead.
yeah, only thing that's left over is your DNA.
Pick up the domo. So we see right here on the screen, intelligent design is a pseudoscientific argument, okay, for the existence of God, presented by its proponents as an evidence-based scientific theory about life's origin. Yeah, it's pseudoscientific. We're not gonna argue that. We're not
And
arguing
evolution isn't
pseudoscientific.
pseudoscience.
But
No, let me
Evolution is to evolve.
No
one
evolution
once.
isn't
Come on,
Okay, I'm
pseudoscience.
gonna fall back. I'm gonna
check
fall
this
back.
out, man. So here's evolution right here. We're gonna come to NCSE, the National Center for Science Education. Let's just educate ourselves. Scientific understanding requires both facts and theories that can explain those facts in a coherent manner Okay, evolution in this context is both a fact and a theory. All right, it is an incontrovertible fact that organisms have changed or evolved during the history of life on Earth, and biologists have identified and investigated mechanisms that can explain the major patterns of change. Simple as that. We don't got to sit up here and argue with all that. That's nothing to do with faith, and all to do biology. And we can actually show this.
So
how do we know
things
that
evolve
humans
together.
understand evolution?
I'm just asking you, like,
man, check this out, man. This is what we not doing. I'm not fighting to talk on my own damn show. I'm putting niggas off.
You've been handling good. I'm gonna fall back.
I'm not fighting to talk on my own show, yo. I'm in peace right now.
Somebody else speak?
No, hell
I
no.
ain't spoke at all, and you got me just sitting here like a dummy.
All right, no. Now you're in the black hole like a dummy. See how that happened? See? I'm not going through all that. Now you know you're my man, bro. Chill out. All right. Now you call yourself a dummy. I don't think you'd be a dummy, but you got to be crazy, right? Then not let me finish saying what I want to say. If I want to fight over pseudos, you know what I'm saying? I go somewhere else and got to fight and do all that. Not here. All right. I don't have to fight here. I'm trying to make a point here. I'm educating. Man, big up to, look, this is Atheist Friday around here, man. Hit the Cash App, man. Show some love, man. Show some love. All right. Show some love. All right. And so there's a key word in here, incontrovertible. We should look that word up. That word is very important. Okay. And let's see exactly what it means. All right. And we can move forward.
Incontrovertible.
Incontrovertible, not able to be denied or disputed. Once again, not able to be denied or disputed. Okay, not open to question or dispute. All right, indisputable, absolute, and incontrovertible truth. There you go. So go ahead. What's on your mind, brother? What's up with you? Talk to me.
Okay,
Neil.
I wanted to talk to Ghana Stepper because I know he's being a Hebrew, and
He's not. He's a Hebrew Christian. He's mixing it in. He's all there.
Okay, but he Ghana Stepper. Let me ask you, as a Ghana Stepper, do you believe the Bible is as the word of the Creator of all?
Yeah.
Now, with your belief in that, just one thing in there that I'm pretty sure all the scientists on this panel will agree is your theory about Noah having three sons, Japheth, Shem, and Ham being the youngest of the three sons, people in Africa. Scientific knowledge teaches Africans' DNA is older than all the other three. The other two, you talk about them, the Asian and the European. With that right there, it makes your book not whole, complete, but unwhole. So it's not a holy Bible, it's an unholy Bible.
Okay, bro. Well,
I just know
what I could tell you, bro, when you look at that, when it says Japheth the elder, some commentators look at it as saying that he's the eldest between him and Shem, and Ham is actually the oldest. Or you can look at it as just because those three literal people are just say, for instance, Ham is the youngest, according to your belief, that still doesn't negate that he can become the father of all these great African civilizations, because even in our text, in our extra biblical text, it states that Ham's son, Cush, had become the first person of empire. So even in our biblical text, it still states that Ham was, quote unquote, the father of all these civilizations. But along
Said it was twins. They was triplets.
I mean, here we go with the slave argument. Like,
no, I just said they was triplets.
Trying to speak on that, but it's kind of redundant.
I just peeped your name is Ghana Stepper. Why is your name Ghana Stepper? You talking crazy about West African culture, bro?
Hey, yo, Shem, Ham, and Jeffrey was triplets, yo.
How your name?
I won't prove that.
How your name in West Africa, but your spirit and soul is in the Middle East?
Yeah,
well, when it comes to that, bro, my name is actually, Ghana is the Hebrew rendering of the Israelite word.
No, no, it ain't, bro.
Nah,
No,
knock it
it's not.
off.
No, it's not.
Full blown, knock it off. We ain't gonna let you
Ghana,
get away with that.
Ghana is the Ghana is the Sanike term for their ruler, bro. Ghana was the ruler of Ouagadougou.
No. Right, come
Which
on,
is
yo.
also an Israelite word.
Nah,
No, it's
you
not,
made that
bro.
up.
It's not.
Made
You
that
made
up.
it up, bro. It's
You
not.
made that up. Hold on, let me
That's a
say this real quick.
non-Chicago
Hold
term,
on.
yo.
Hold on. Let's go to Genesis 5 and 3. 5, chapter 5, verse 32. Right? Okay, let's go.
And Noah was 500 years old, and Noah begot Shem, Ham, and Japheth.
There you go. So when Noah was 500 years old, right, he begot Shem, Ham, and Japheth.
Right.
How many kids can you have?
He was slanging it at 500. Damn.
How many kids can you have in a year? When he was 500 years old, he had 3 sons. They was triplets.
They had to be. They had to be.
They was Irish. They was Irish twins.
They all look different.
We bring.
You had one black, you had one Asian, you had one Eurasian.
They was Irish twins, yo.
Hey, I just want to say, free the Dogon tribe from the jihadists over there. I watched the program tonight. They trying to destroy Dogon culture, and they got them really down to like bone level. They got, man, it's cold.
No. They can call on the Nomo.
That's right. No, they no more, right?
I blame the African American community for this because the African American community, yo, could stop perpetuating that myth like that. They seen the star, they did all this. No, they did not. Respect them for what they was, yo, and understand who they are, yo, and help them out of that situation right there, yo.
There it is.
Because I was always saying, yo, the Nomo could have gave us some weapons. Yeah, I know y'all heard me say this before, yo. Why the hell you gonna let me see a star that nobody can see with their naked eye? That ain't helping me. You tell me where we come from ain't helping me. Why the hell you ain't give me some weapons to help our survivability on Earth? That's the point I'm making. Makes no sense. He said nothing gonna be no more.
Hey, since they know more, they should know more to tell us more.
Crazy. They can see they seen the star. They seen it. Before they ain't even invented shoes. Anyway, man, let me keep moving on, man.
Yeah, but yeah, that was
Ghana stepper. What you stepping on, man?
But to what I was saying to the brother, yeah,
when you trip to getting you funny, getting.
Yeah, but when you look at it, bro, a lot of what we call West African culture, a lot of that is rooted in Israelite culture as well.
Nah, bro, cut it out, bro. Cut it out, dog.
Yeah,
so cut it out, bro.
Make him feel good, though.
Let me land and y'all can
pseudo playing, yo. He ain't got no wheel. Crash up.
When you were saying Ghana comes from the Sanike word, the Sanike people, that's correct. When you look at the first ruler of Ouagadougou, which was Dingasisi, he comes from Yemen. His son
no, we don't, bro.
His name,
no, we don't. That's no, we don't. That
bro. Come on, let him finish though. Let him finish.
Right. His son's name was Dayamin El Yaman. He from Yemen. So when, like I say, just look up the etymological understanding of the word Ghana, and it tells you it means a fierce warrior. And when you look into the etymological origins of the name Gideon, that's where it comes from. So like I said, man, Ghana, Ouagadougou, those are Israelite words.
Well, hold up, let that brother speak now. Let's hear his definition of it.
Nah, bro, Ghana is the sneaking word for warrior ruler, bro. And plus, only reason you get they say they come from Yemen and places like that, that come from an Arabic Islamic input. Because later on, a lot of them narratives and stories got overwritten by Islamic faith, which is another Abrahamic religion. So,
but that's not true, my brother.
It is true. I got the book. I got the latest books and information about West African culture by Michael Gomez, brother.
Wow.
He got to talk about extensively about West African culture. He talked about the influence of Arabic and the Islamic regime. Wow. And how a lot of that, you know what I'm saying, Abrahamic religions and all that, you know what I'm saying, when they say they come from even the Mali, you know what I'm saying, the Empire of Mali later on, not Sanjata, but as they became more Islamic, they even said they come from Bilal.
Oh
Right.
You know what I'm
wow.
saying?
Right.
So like the Kieta dynasty say they come from Bilal, but it's all just them putting out place themselves in the book, bro.
Right.
That ain't
Nah,
So
the
let me
that
it
ain't the
was a
original.
lot
That's
of
not
hey,
the
that
so let
where
original
me
they was
narrative.
forging their
The Mendika, bro.
genealogies.
The Mendika people do not come from no damn Yemen, bro.
no,
Soninke
Garrett.
people, you know,
Yeah,
or Mendinka people, bro.
yeah. Let me ask you, bro, because you seem to be knowledgeable in West Africa. Um, the when you just said what was it so in Mali where they had the great library with all those books where the Arabs kill people's family to this day if they catch you with them and try to take the book and burn it or put it in their library. Do you think it's a lot of hidden knowledge in those that lost library that probably give credence to ancient African civilizations?
What lost library?
You talking about
It's
Timbuktu?
not lost anymore. It's not lost anymore. They found it. It's over so many thousands of books.
You talking about
That's it.
Timbuktu, yo?
Yes.
Yo, trip, man. Y'all wild out.
No, they actually got the manuscripts.
Yeah, they
A
ain't
lot of
lost.
that stuff.
That's
Hey,
why I
look.
made a mistake by saying lost. I
Hey,
meant
we
to
have
say
2 hours and 30 minutes, man. We got 100,000 people in the building, man. Appreciate the crowd that showed up on Atheist Friday, man. Man, look out for the next show, man. Y'all know what it is, man. We're going to go down. We throwing down 3 the hard way, man. That's Gullah and Gozy and me. All things Egypt. Now, scholarly show, right? We ain't just running our mouths. Man, make sure you hit that cash app, man. Show some love out the door. It's Friday, man.
You
And we
ain't
just
saying
got
Egyptians,
paid.
Europeans, huh? I hope you're not on that kick neither, huh?
What? Man, I look through the lenses. My worldview comes through the lenses of science, which is the study of nature. I have a naturalistic worldview, brother.
I
Ankh
answered the
ain't never
man's
said the
question.
Egyptians was European.
Hold up. I
Who said
answered the
that?
man's question,
Mm-hmm.
but he didn't never respond to what I said because he made it seem like his position is the logical position. And whenever I said his position is based on fear, he never responded. You're right, because you said you would rather go to heaven because your position, but it's based on it's a fear-based position. What is your
Yeah,
response to that?
it is a
Nah,
faith-based position.
what I was doing, bro. I was just asking for a logical assessment. So pretty much we having a bird's eye view,
I
an
want your
overview
response to my
that
answer to your question.
this is the response. What we are doing, because you guys, we're all scientists, quote unquote scientists.
Nope.
Put your lab coat on and your
Nope.
scientific journal. Put it next to it. So this is what we're doing.
Yeah, you say that shit like this.
We're taking the models.
You're doing the Hebrew shuffle, man. I
We're
just
not
want you to respond
explaining
directly.
we're not explaining why we're choosing the models. We're just looking at the models themselves because we're all scientists. We're removing our feelings, we're removing everything out of the equation.
Can you
So in your
answer? Can
scientific
you answer
model,
directly?
when we die, we become compost. And in my scientific model, when we die, we're judged. So
Your model is not scientific.
having an overview of that model, I'm saying in your model, if you're correct, it's no repercussions for me. But in my model, if I'm correct, finish the sentence.
That's true
That's
because
all I'm saying. I'm not giving no reasons as to
oh,
why a person would choose the model. I'm just saying the model itself. That's all I'm
Your
saying,
no,
bro. I thought we
no.
your
was
model
Hold
is
on,
scientists.
flawed.
hold on. You gave the reason. You said you choose your model because your repercussion is going to heaven. And in my model, I become compost. So you did give a reason, but I'm telling you that your reason is because of fear. And I'm asking you, how do you feel about that? Because that is the reason that you gave. You said, I'd rather go to heaven to become compost. And but my thing is, you saying that your model is scientific, yours is belief, and mine is what I know. And I'm okay with returning to the earth. Like that's fine with me. I'm trying to do as much as I can to maximize my life.
I'm okay with not knowing everything.
You are dedicating your life to something that you really know nothing about. You dedicating your life to a book, to somebody who could be manipulating you, and you putting your faith in it. And that's my question to you. How do you feel about that? What if your shit is bullshit? Because you don't know.
Then I'm just plant food. That's what I'm saying. Like it doesn't matter if I'm wrong or right. But
We're gonna let you make that last statement right
right.
there, yo.
So that so
And that statement, it don't matter. You know. Man, thanks
yeah,
for
because
inviting me.
it'll
Hit the
be
cash app
redundant
going
if
out the
you
door,
know.
man.
But
Show some love,
the
man.
brother spoke his mind. It's all good. But
Gon, I appreciate you
facts
coming
still
through, man.
remains.
Stepper,
Yeah, no doubt,
man.
no doubt,
Man, make sure you up here every Friday. Get it together, though. You got to get it together, man.
Maybe next time we can talk about this evolution and
Yeah,
how
that's what we're gonna
much
talk about. We're gonna
sense
start
that
off with
makes.
that.
Yeah.
But you ain't. I read it to you though. I said it's incontrovertible, yo. All right. You never hear religion
no doubt.
characterized that though.
Appreciate you having me on, no doubt.
Yeah, appreciate you coming through, man. Gullah, man, I see you Sunday, man. Due diligence, good to see you, bro. You almost there, dude.
I'm coming, man. I appreciate you for letting me on every time, man. Peace to you, man.
Hey, I know you struggling. You almost. Hey, look. You get. I be hearing you, bro. You be.
Appreciate
we
it.
all got hurdles though, yo. And tomorrow I'm gonna play something. It's a great video, man. I'm gonna put this in there for everybody to listen to. Hold on, this is a great video right here, man. This for everybody. Brother Kent put it in the server. It was facts. Usually don't change minds. Okay. Trek King. Okay, that was a good one. Hey, I'm gonna put this in there for y'all to listen to. All right, and this is gonna be tomorrow show. We're gonna talk about that. It's a good one right here. All y'all to say. I'll see that. There's a few things on here that was great. And one of the statements here, I'm just gonna go over the statements real quick, and we're gonna get out of here with that. But this for you, due diligence, and everybody that's trying to embark on science, man, and trying to, don't let nobody just say anything, and because we're all vulnerable. All right, Carl Sagan say science is a way of thinking, much more than it is a body of knowledge. Carl Sagan. Okay, all right, and we come right here. This is another good one right here. Hold on. And the young lady, she's breaking this shit all the way down. All right here, which is Feynman, Richard Feynman. It says the first principle is that you must not fool yourself, and you are the easiest person to fool.
Facts.
This is for everybody in the crowd. This is for everybody. This for me, people on the panel, and people listening. All right, I'm gonna read it again. The first principle is that you must not fool yourself, and you are the easiest person to fool. Okay. All right. That's a good one. Hold on. Let's move it. Let's see. This last one right here. Let's see. Hold on. All right. The greatest enemy of knowledge is not ignorance. It is the illusion of knowledge.
Facts.
Yo, Brostein. There you go. And we're in the show with that right there. And I think that's important for us to know. And I want you to know that we're all vulnerable, right? And the more you think you know about something, the more you can become vulnerable. Just want y'all to know that, man. That's why we rely on the experts, because the experts, you know what I'm saying, are less vulnerable than we are, but they're still vulnerable. And that's why we don't just go with one expert. We go with the collection of experts. We go with the consensus on the issue, right? We're trying to fight back our biases. We've had conversations over the last 3-4 years, right? The Black Egypt thing, yo, all of us had to conquer our confirmation bias to really get you what it was that we need to get you. Fonte, bro, did you get your thing in the mail? Did you get that? Did you get that? Do you like that? Do you want to know? Let me know. Hit that. Let me know, Fontaine. Big up the Cedric Pseudo Killer official. Big up to everybody that came through, man. Hit the Cash App, man. Show some love, man. We'll be back tomorrow, man, to talk about what I just read. Very, very important, man. Man, appreciate your due diligence, man. Keep fighting, man. You know what I mean? For your right to be natural and understand nature, man. Saying what you say, BO. Appreciate you, bro. Appreciate all the long-time listeners, man. Man, y'all already know what it is, man. We here, man. We doing our thing, man. We keeping it right and tight, man. We got to do it, man. Y'all know what it is. Ain't no pseudo around here, man. Man, you listen to the community of skeptics, man. Y'all know what it is.
Body banger from the block, seen it all raw tough. Streets of Baltimore where survival's always rough. Joined the Marines fighting for a life he could save. But back in the hood, he felt like a runaway slave. Started an army, not of guns but of wisdom. I'm a rock squad, truth to anthem, we ain't just a God killer. Bobby Banger on his path for the truth. Empower the people, give them wisdom as the proof. Black power rising, knowledge shines like a light. He's fighting for the future, ready to ignite. Selling drugs on the corner just to put food on plates, but deep in his heart, he knew he had greater fates. From the traps to the lab, he fights ignorance raw, teaching evolution while shaking up the law. The real black atheist is changing the game, waking up minds, never the same. God killer Bobby Banger on his path for the truth, empower the people.
Hey man, look. Duck if a ghost come. Hey man, look, I'm your host, man, Bobby Banger, man. Thank you for listening to the Community Skeptics, man. Make sure y'all listen to our family shows, man. Pseudo Killer, man. Add Anime Productions, man. Big up to Dr. Oyama Yayo. We appreciate her, man. She in here, man. Big up to the Pseudo Killers, man. Like and subscribe to all our channels, man. Y'all listening to Atheist Friday, man. Y'all know what it is, man. See y'all tomorrow and Sunday, man. And with that, man, appreciate, man, the lovely audience, man. We come in peace, man. Mac Rob, Pseudo Killer Official, we see you, man. We see all y'all, man. And with that, man, we out. Peace.